Welcome back everyone, Tone here, and I am ready for another Dominion Daily. Having so much fun with this series, I hope you guys are too. Last time I decided to add the possibility to our games in these videos here that we will see more cards from the expansions. We'll start learning these cards and such. But the game decided to give us a base game. I can prevent that. Maybe we'll force that this time so we can actually see those. But that was a really fun game last time. I thought my opponent was playing a weak strategy and they ended up showing me that it was quite good. So that was a really fun experience. So we're gonna go and add in the expansion cards. So we're not gonna spend time to fully analyze the kingdom because I don't want to leave my opponent like waiting on us to do that, because I won't know what most of these cards are, so I could easily stare at them for 10 minutes at the start of the game. At least 10 minutes. So we're just going to wing it a bit. I'm just going to pick up cards and we'll form our strategy as we go. And I think this will be a lot of fun. By the way, if you guys want to support me in the channel here, you can do that over at patreon.com/Tonehack. So feel free to check that out. Let's get into a game. One thing I always like to do, especially if I think it might take me time, is to hit start right away so the opponent can see what their starting hand is, to figure out their strategy. So we see Workshop and Gardens and Militia, which we are familiar with. We know Militia is a strong card. There's actually only 2 5-cost cards here, which is interesting. Let's see what they do. +3 cards on the Old Witch, and each other player gains a curse and may trash a curse from their hand. That's interesting. And then this one is trash a card from your hand, gain a card costing up to 2 more than it. If the gained card is an action or treasure, put it onto your deck. If it's a victory card, each other player gains a curse. So this is sort of like Remodel with some extra stipulations on it. Okay. Oh, we're opening 2-5 here, which means I could buy one of these if I want. What do we actually have here? We have Oasis. I guess I can hit end buys here, so we can actually afford anything. Workshop is probably pretty strong here because there's so many 4-cost cards. And also no plus buys, so having a gainer, which is what this is when it gains a card for you, is really good. We have Conspirator, +2 money. If you play 3 or more actions this turn, +1 card and +1 action. That's really good if you have an engine deck and you can play a lot of actions. Just ends up being a lot of money. Courier is +1 coin. Discard the top card of your deck. Look through your discard pile. You may play it, an action, or treasure from it. Playing cards from your discard pile. Okay. That's alright, but if you're drawing through your deck a lot, you might not have a discard pile. So a little inconsistent to get value from that. And it doesn't have plus card or actions on it. Not really a huge fan of that, I think. Oh, but you discard a card too, so having a bunch of these... The card you discard might be something you can use. That's interesting, actually. At the very least, you might be able to play the top of your card, kind of like... card am I thinking of? The one that gives you +2, and you can play an action card on top of your deck in base. I don't know why that's not coming to me. Each other player discards a copper. This is interesting early, because it makes it a little harder for them to buy things. So we have 5 here. Do I want to go straight for the Old Witch so I can start putting curses in their deck early? What did they buy? They did the same thing. Are they going to open with 5? Yeah. Get the Witch. I think Militia might be a better card here, but whatever. We both opened 2-5. That's wild. Go ahead and grab the Militia too. I think this pairing of curses and Militia on a board that doesn't have any trashing is going to be quite strong. Now if we draw our Militia here, it's a little awkward because we won't be able to play it, but we will pick up a lot of money, which is good. So we have 4 copper in our draw pile. We know that. I'm gonna go ahead and pick up a workshop. Discarding a card isn't too bad when we don't have any trashing. So how does this village work? +2 actions, reveal cards from your deck. By the way, villages are cards that usually have +2 actions on them. It's like a theme. Reveal cards from your deck until you reveal a treasure or action card. Put that card into your hand and discard the rest. So it's kind of like... It's actually a good +1 draw. It skips victory and curses. Pick up one of those because we have a few terminal actions in our hand. I think terminal means it doesn't replace your action. It will always trash curse. This option has a lot of cards that give you choices. You can choose things that will happen automatically. So this is saying if we can trash a curse from our hand, we always will, which I think we will. Alright, play militia here. I'll grab another farming village. Because we have workshop, militia, and old witch. Farming villages and old witches will be a strong way to draw through our deck, I think. I picked up another silver. Two actions here, so let's play the old witch. I can pick either workshop or militia here. I have 4 to spend. So I can either get up to 5. I think I want another old witch. I like punishing them with militia, so I'm gonna hit this. This curse pile is gonna go through pretty fast, so I think if we can add a few curses to their deck, that'll be nice. Now this lets them trash curses, so maybe going heavy on it isn't as good as I think it will be. You know what's interesting though is playing militia first, so they discard their curses, which are usually the first thing you'll discard, and then playing old witch. And they're less likely to have a curse to trash. 3 to spend here. Do I want another workshop? Workshop Gardens is a pretty strong strategy too. I think I will grab it. This is a rough hand. But workshop means we still get to pick stuff up. We're going to want a lot of these farming villages so we can get a lot of actions. We could spend 2. Nah. Nothing to buy for 2 here. Hey, we get to trash a curse. I'm gonna play Old Witch just to get them another curse, and if we draw at least 1 copper, then we'll be able to buy something. Got 2 copper, which is as much as I could ask for. They got to trash a curse there as well. Because if I played the workshop instead of the Old Witch, I would have been gaining 1 card for 4 anyway. So we're gonna go do that and get another farming village. I think these farming villages are gonna be a hot item here. They already are, so let's see if we can win that battle. Picking up an estate. Interesting. Guess they think the game's gonna come down to that. Okay, so they got to trash a curse anyways. Oh, I was supposed to play my militia first. Well, the reason I didn't do that is because I wanted to get more... That would have been all my actions. So I guess there was a good reason I didn't do that. This is the only... Wait, no card says plus buy on it. Okay. We have a lot of cards that gain. Actually, this and this gain. What do we want to start adding to our deck next? We have 6 to spend right now. Do we want gold? Grab another old witch. Not for the curses at this point. I want to be able to draw a lot of cards from my deck. So my opponent seems to be going for a bit of a workshop strategy here. They have, well, they only have 2. Once the curses go and the farming villages go, which will be very soon, any pile that runs out wins the game. So if you can get a bunch of 4-cost cards through like workshops and such, you can win. And that might be how this game goes. I wonder if I should start picking up some workshops. We have 2 right now. I think we're going to end up fighting over them. Grab the last farming village though. I think that's a really good card. Gardens are very good when there's no trashing as well. He gives a curse, but we had one in hand that we trashed. Okay, they're already starting with the gardens. Oh, it's because I picked up the workshop. We'll grab a gardens as well, and I'll grab a workshop. So on a good turn, we can pick up 4 gardens right now. That's the kind of thing that'll allow us to win here, I think. We will get 2 on this turn. They'll be able to buy 2 next turn as well, and that'll end the game, and they'll have more than us, which will be awkward. I don't think there's anything I can do about that, though, because I can't, like, buy duchies here. I think we just have to do it and hope that they don't end up getting 2. And actually, there's still a curse here, so they'll have to play an old witch as well. And we're punishing it with militia. Maybe we have a good chance of getting a garden up on them here. Yep, we do. Okay, we're giving them the last witch here. Hopefully I draw... Oh, I have an action. Perfect. So I'm either going to be able to play Old Witch and hope for enough coin to buy gardens, or just play Workshop and buy one right now. We may as well buy an estate. That's going to go into our discard pile, which we're not going to see before this game ends. So what did we have? We had 18 cards in deck. Who won? Oh, they did. What? Oh shoot, I wanted to I didn't even see what they did on their last turn. Because they got 5 points on that turn. They must have gained... Did they just, oh, you know what? They must have just hit the 10 card threshold. Because what do they have here? 8, 13, 15, 19, 20. Yep. They have 31 cards. That's, a little lucky. Because if they only bought 1 gardens... they wouldn't have They'd be at -4, so they would have tied. What were we at? 11, 16, 17, 18, 19, 22, 26, 29. I had one more card. This would have been tied. I was thinking that for the purpose of curses, that maybe we didn't want to auto-trash them. If I had one here, it would have been +4, -1, so we would have had 13. That was a really interesting game. The first time since I've gotten back into Dominion here recently that I've actually tried a Workshop's Garden strategy. And I think I've said a few times when we've seen gardens on the board that this is a strategy that I'm not very familiar with, not very comfortable with. By its very nature, it kind of causes you to have an inconsistent deck, which is just something I'm not very comfortable playing with. But in this specific instance, on some of these kingdoms, it becomes like a very strong strategy. If you have like plus buys, you just start picking up like extra coppers to make your gardens worth more. It's a pretty wild strategy. So that was our first foray here in the Daily Dominion series into the new cards and some expansion cards. Now, unfortunately, we ended up just playing a base Dominion strategy. There wasn't that much interaction with the new cards. But I guess that's the best way to kind of learn our way into it a little bit. Because we get a taste of the Old Witch and the farming village and stuff like that, while having a kingdom that sticks to a fairly typical base Dominion strategy. Good stuff. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed that. I certainly did. So, see you next time for the next Dominion Daily. Take it easy, everyone.